Now imagine this, you found your perfect home, you've budgeted for that down payment and of course the monthly mortgage. And it's almost time to celebrate, but then you know what? There's a surprise, a stack of unexpected bills that hits you. Bam, it's those closing costs, those moving expenses, and who knows what else. So this scenario really can turn the home buying dream into a stressful nightmare, especially for those first-time buyers or for those of you who haven't purchased a home in a bit. But what if you could avoid those surprises with some very simple home buyer tips? Hey, it's Bobby Freely, your Just Live in Colorado real estate guy, and you want to stick with me to the end because you know this is going to be an awesome video filled with knowledge. So definitely take notes, and if you have questions or want to book a visit, a consultation, we can definitely plan for you to own a piece of Colorado real estate. Just check the description for a link to my calendar. Now what we're going to do is tell you about 7 costs of becoming a homeowner that you may or may not even have ever heard about. And if you have, maybe you just forgot about these if it's been a while. Have you been considering buying a house lately? So if so, you're probably already envisioning yourself in a new space. And while doing so, it's important to be aware of potential and unexpected expenses that could disrupt your home buying plans and change your current living situation, because costs like closing fees, moving expenses, and potential future repairs can quickly add up and catch you off guard. If owning a home is part of your future vision, what right now is the biggest obstacle that's holding you back from achieving your dream? Is it the uncertainty about hitting costs? If so, it's time to address these potential expenses before they derail your plans. And listen to me, this doesn't have to be an intimidating process. It's manageable, but definitely not something to overlook. Now let's get into these hidden costs in depth and provide you with the information that you'll need to make well-informed decision. And by doing so, we can transform your dream of owning a home into a reality. This is a common scenario. You negotiated a great price and you're almost ready to take ownership. However, before you can officially become the homeowner itself, there's one more hurdle to overcome: those closing costs. Now, we don't want you to get blindsided, and we do this exercise every single time with a client, which we want to make sure that you know exactly what the closing costs are and why they're important. So closing fees are what you pay on top of your down payment and the mortgage to basically finalize the purchase of your home. What they do is they cover a variety of services like the loan origination fees or underwriting fees. This is the lender's charge for processing your mortgage application. There's title search fees. It's ensuring the seller has the legal right to sell the property. There's deed recording fees, the official recording, and the transfer of property in your name. Homeowner's insurance, it's a policy that protects your home from hail damage, fire and roofing leaks, etc. There's escrow account establishments, which an escrow account is partially funded to pay future taxes and insurance for the property. There might be transfer taxes, which are state, county, and city taxes that may be charged to you by the government. So think of real estate closing costs as an all behind the scenes work that really goes into finalizing your home transaction, your purchase. It's like the closing ceremony of a play. Everything needs to be settled before the curtain falls. A bit of a misnomer is that the bank charges closing costs, which is false. The only bank cost is the underwriting fee or points that are associated with your interest rate. The title insurance, recording, inspection, appraisal, those are all third-party fees, and it wouldn't matter which bank it is. So how much are the closing costs? You know, there is no one-size-fits-all answer. They can really vary depending on your location and the complexity of the loan. Generally though, closing costs in Colorado range from the low end about 1% to maybe on the high end 5% of your purchase price of the home. So in this example, an $800,000 house, closing costs could be anywhere from $8,000 to $45,000 if you were to pay points. And we have a trick for you on that. Now, don't be surprised by these. So definitely factor them into your overall home buying budget from the very start. And we do that because we're vertically integrated here at Just Livin'. And what does that mean to you? I act as the real estate agent, the lender, and the insurance team. So what we've done is we've strategically negotiated lower bank fees and premiums for our clients. So remember that underwriting fee? That's right, you don't have one if you work with us. That's the only bank cost. So additionally, if you're short on money to cover your closing costs with your initial investment, we can also negotiate that the seller give you a credit to cover your buy-side closing fees. This way you'll avoid any unpleasant surprises when it's time to close the deal. And closing costs might feel like the final frontier before officially owning your home, but there are a few more expenses to consider on your home ownership journey. Let's see some often overlooked costs that can pop up along the way. Title holding accounts, which are holding on to your funds for good reason. Because imagine you finalize the purchase agreement and handed over your earnest money, but where does that money go? It often lands in the title company's escrow account. It's a neutral third party holding on to the money until the sale is complete. This safe keeps your earnest money, which is the deposit that you made as a good sign of faith. Basically, that's tucked away in escrow until closing. And once the deal goes through, the money is applied towards your down payment or the closing costs, however you see it. However, if unforeseen issues arise like inspection or structural problems, you might be able to get your earnest money back from escrow depending on the terms of the contract. Obviously, we walk you through that. Now, managing your property taxes and insurance, we talked about escrow establishment before. So after you close on the house, most lenders are going to require an escrow account, not require necessarily, but encourage. This account collects a portion of your payments for the future tax bills and homeowner insurance bills each and every single month when you pay your mortgage. When those bills come due, the mortgage servicer automatically pays those on your behalf. So that's one less thing to worry about. And the second thing is the title fee. So that's protecting your investment. So obtaining ownership of a property involves legal documents and historical records. Title insurance helps you protect yourself and the lender from potential issues with the deed. So think of it as a safety net that really safeguards you from any hidden claims or ownership disputes that may surface after you purchase the home. And while title insurance may not be mandatory everywhere, typically lenders require it. So in Colorado, the seller pays the owner's policy and the borrower pays the lender's policy. If you're an all cash buyer, of course you wouldn't have lender's policy on your side of the settlement statement. It's a small price to pay for peace of mind, title insurance that is. It really can vary depending on the value of the property though. Third is transfer taxes, known as estate or transfer tax or deed transfer tax. This fee is levied by the state or local municipality where the property is located, and the amount can really vary significantly, but it's usually calculated as a percentage of the home's sales price. The standard transfer tax in Colorado, the state fee, is very, very cheap at this point in time. So let's say you bought $1 million property, your transfer taxes are only $100. What about those moving day costs? Remember all those boxes that you started collecting? Moving them might not have been initially on your radar, but hiring professional movers really can range from like $800 to $2,000 or more for local. And if you're traveling very long distances, figure 6 to 10 G's easily. What about owning versus renting or ongoing expenses? Because unlike renting, owning with a ton of ongoing costs. Property taxes have to be paid. Those obviously can be escrowed or paid separately. Obviously still have to budget for those. There's HOA fees, sharing the load. If your neighborhood has an HOA, expect monthly, quarterly, or annual fees. These fees typically cover shared expenses like garbage, landscaping, and even some security in certain cases. There's maintenance and repairs, of course. So unlike apartments where repairs were often handled by the landlord, as the homeowner, you'll be responsible for maintaining your own property. This includes everything from that roof repair, the gutter leaks, mowing the lawn, dealing with heating issues and repairs. So definitely expect repairs along the way. Budgeting for regular maintenance and factoring in homeowners insurance premium increases will help weather the storm. And by understanding these additional costs up front, you can definitely factor them into your overall home buying budget and avoid any surprises down the road. The more prepared you are, the smoother your home buying journey will be. And as mentioned, we're vertically integrated here at Just Living Realty. So when it comes to figuring out your budget, your ideal purchasing power, if you are a little bit short on cash with just your initial investment, which is that downstroke or your down payment, and we have to negotiate closing costs, we definitely can do that. And one of the things that we found with our clients that are becoming new homeowners in the state of Colorado at this point in time is because we are doing the real estate and the mortgage and we help out with the insurance. The seller's agent and the seller themselves, they really like the fact that they're really only dealing with one team in general with all these negotiations, and we can help make snap decisions during that negotiation process, oftentimes securing a really, really wonderful contract that's mutually beneficial between the seller and of course our client, the buyer. So we would be happy to have you onboarded. If you have questions, obviously reach out to us. The best thing you can do is just check the link in the top pinned comment or in the description. It takes you right to my calendar. Just book a time that jives with your schedule as well. and we'll be happy to do that consultation and get on your way to owning a piece of Colorado real estate. And then, while you're here, check out one of these other videos. And as always, enjoy those Colorado sunny days. Stay sweet.